We live.
And we live. Welcome to the after party, you all. Give people time to hop up in here. Uh, hop in, hop in, hop in, hop in. They gonna catch it. They gonna catch it. How y'all doing, by the way? Real quick, around the clock. How y'all doing?
Demetric, you first.
I'm I'm doing well, man. Been a long day, but I'm doing well, man. Glad to be here.
Yeah, you said you just got finished coming from a play rehearsal, right?
Yeah, got a little stage play going on. Can you stand the rain? August the 18th. Gonna be at the Atlanta Center. August the 18th.
All right then.
Okay, so is there like a new edition type thing?
Yeah.
um, not really. It's more of um, it's like a little club type scene, and a lady trying to make her way in life and try to pursue her dreams and stuff like that. And people around her dogged her, talk bad about her, and the owner of the club saw her potential and basically pushed her to the top. So it's that type of situation.
That's what's up, man.
Nice, man. Well, you got to drop that link in the comments, man, so they can buy some tickets and come out there and support you, bro.
Most
And
definitely
definitely
appreciate
shoot
you,
that
bro.
over to me, man. I'll definitely send it out. Pivot. We'll find a way to support you somehow, some way. Deloach,
So,
you look like you're in Alabama, bro. You made it safely.
Yeah, man. I'm here. I'm making seeing some people, seeing my people, man. Seeing
Good
my
deal.
people with my
Look
pops
like
and
you're out
brothers.
there in the cookout.
Right.
I'm out here. I'm out here. I'm out.
fire
Whatever
that
you think I
grill up,
am, I
man.
am. Wherever you
Fire
think
that
I am,
grill
wherever
up.
your mind takes you, wherever your mind takes you is where I am. So that's where I am. But
Okay.
no, it's
Hope,
good to be out here. It's good to be
hope
out
you're
here.
safe.
No, we good.
Cool.
We
And
good. We good.
good deal, bro. And Nadia, my
I'm
sister,
doing great. I'm
how
good.
you doing?
I'm great. I took a nap
Yeah,
today.
bless
Bless,
Listen,
God.
bless.
highlight of my day. Took a
Listen,
nap, and it was a good
listen.
one. It was very, very smooth, uninterrupted.
Nice.
I understand.
I have no complaints. It's been a
Good
great
deal.
day.
Hey, well, Nadia, can I do this real quick? I was really trying to wait till the next think tank to do it,
Oh
but I don't
no!
care.
Oh
It's like
no!
it's people watching right now. You all, from now on, we got to address Nadia as Dr. Evangelist Nadia Grant. She
Yes,
just got
Evangelist,
ordained, so
doctor,
you all congratulate my
doctor.
sister.
Not
She got
Dr.
yes.
ordained two
Evangelist.
weeks ago.
Wait a
The
minute.
bishop, the
Dr.
bishop.
Congratulations,
Evangelist
man.
Nadia
Thank
Givens.
you.
That's her
Thank you.
name.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you. Thank
Yes,
Yeah,
you.
yes.
Thank you.
That's
A
why she
long
be
honor to
time
speaking
be.
coming.
like that. It's been on her life all along. It's there. The calling been on her life.
Been a long time coming, y'all.
Long time
Long
coming.
time coming. Thank
Well,
you.
hey y'all, we're not gonna hold y'all up long. We just wanted to open up the floor to after party to have any questions. I'm so full from the episode. I don't
Yeah.
know if you full. If you full, let us know. Put it in the chat. Interact with us. But if you got any questions, let us know. Just want to see if you guys had some leftovers from that podcast. Yancy, Deloach, Nadia, something that you wanted to share. We don't want to hold you all long. We want you all to get to it. Enjoy the rest of the sunlight if you can. Enjoy the sunlight. Because I see my sister Gabby said there's no sunlight out there in Brooklyn, New York. I apologize. Just come back to the South. But any one of you all can kick it off. Any questions? I'll be looking inside of the chat. But anybody got anything they wanted to add to it?
Mm.
Hmm.
It's hard, It's
It's loaded.
yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, I think um, it's a culture thing. Making everything is a culture thing, and missing out sometimes can get you in trouble with family. And certain things because of that, whatever that the mindset is. But even more, even I look back at the episode, and even now I see how far I've come even from that episode in just the aspect of just saying, hey man, you're one person. Um, just be you and be okay with being where you are today. If you can't be there, you can't be there, man. And I just trust that the Lord has something more for me, or He just didn't have that experience for me. And it's so hard, and it's a daily battle. There's some things I'm like I try to double book sometimes. I'm like I'm gonna be here because I want to be here, and I try to play Superman, but I can't. And so if anybody, just keep working. It's an everyday thing because there are gonna be things that you want to be at that you just can't go to. You can't make. And you just got to learn how to go, how to just not be. And some people can't. Some people are extrovert. I mean, I'm an introvert, so it's like if I can't go, it's okay. I'm cool. But then it's like the things I really want to be at, I really want to be at. So there's no in between. If I don't feel like going, I ain't going. But if I feel like going, I'm gonna figure it out. But it's an everyday thing. So I mean, it's a work in progress, y'all. I've not mastered that still to this day. Like it's like Lord, like it's just I've come far from the episode, but I still got a ways to go. So
Hey, and I say this too to vouch for what Deloach said. If he can be there, I promise you, he will be there. Like, bro would jump off a plane from Africa and
Yes.
run to wherever it is. He
Will.
gonna be there. I'm talking about running in there, probably tie
yeah,
halfway on, but he gonna be
Yep.
there. So I
He
can
gonna
vouch
be
for
there.
that. He definitely gonna be there. If he can be there,
He gonna be
he'll
there.
be there. But appreciate you sharing that with us, bro. Anybody else got something? I'm looking at questions in the chat, so y'all just drop them in there.
Um, I would say, like y'all notice, I didn't say a whole lot in the episode because, like I said, it was a
Yeah.
pretty emotional topic for me. But I appreciate it just for you, Deloach. I'm gonna call you
oh
Deloach here.
wow,
How honest you were, right? Honestly, like you being so real about it, and it started to make me think, as a man, what that looks like to other men watching to say, this is something I
Mhm.
struggle with. Like this is something that I
wow,
really have a hard time with, and for you to tie it in with finances and the time and the energy, that's something I think a lot of people struggle with there, but they're not comfortable. A lot of men struggle with, but they're not comfortable with, with sharing it. And as I was watching it, I was like, oh, I'm so proud of my friend. I'm so proud.
wow.
Because even when I sent you guys the information about my ordination service, you were like, I may be able to fix my flight and I may be able to come back. And I was like, no, Chuck, no, it's okay. Jewel will be there. It is okay. It's fine. But the conversation was, it was so well rounded, and I think for me it not only opened my eyes to ways that I do struggle with FOMO, because like I said in the episode, I don't really struggle with it, and then I was like, well, maybe I kind of do. I think there are, maybe I'm on both sides of the coin. So
Mhm.
if it didn't help anybody else, it definitely helped me to
Yeah,
realize that there are more areas that I can grow in and more opportunities that I see that I can do better about not comparing myself. Because listen, I'm gonna say this last thing. I'm shut up. I had to fast for 2 weeks right before ordination, right? So I was no social media. I was completely unplugged. And when I got back on, I immediately started to have thoughts that I hadn't been having for like 2 weeks.
Mhm.
And I was like, what
Mhm.
is? I was. I've been listen. I've been soaking in the presence of the Lord. I've been doing my devotionals. Everything is great. And now all of a sudden, these cesspool thoughts are just like
Yeah.
comparison. I was like, literally the day I got back on, I saw another friend of mine had gotten ordained while I was off of social media, and their
Mhm.
process was much more stringent than mine. And I was like, did we do enough? Am I
Mhm.
qualified? Like, oh my God, it was literally that day. And I started to think like one of the last things we said was talking about social media and how much it impacts the way that we think. Yeah, how much it impacts the way that we think. So it challenged me to to kind of pull back from the things that are influencing me to compare myself, or the things that I feel like I'm missing out on. Like it was a whole thing, but I'm grateful to rewatch the episode and to receive the information back, like again a second time, and for it to be refreshed in my mind. So it blessed me for sure. Hi, Gabrielle.
It's my friends. Hey y'all.
Gabby, what's
Hey.
going on, dude? What's
I
going
told
on?
you we can't let her go.
No,
She
I'm not
forever.
going nowhere. Okay,
Nowhere. She forever.
forever, ever. Listen, this episode, yeah, y'all know Jesus for real in the part of your sin. Okay, listen. When I say everything that y'all talked about is like right on time, for me, number one, I've been on social media for a year and a month now. I'm going into
Yeah.
year number two. And moving to New York, I felt like I was gonna miss out on everything because I'm not on social media. Like that's the way to talk to people, to meet people, to network, to do life literally is through social media. And so moving here, I was like, okay, God, I need some friends. Like, what am I going to do? I don't want to be outside. Outside is ghetto and it's expensive. That's not where I want to be. I need somebody to go to a Starbucks with, somebody to go sit at the coffee shop with. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my lifestyle. And I was telling Nadia about this because y'all already know me. Nadia's talking every single day. It's just that's just where we are. Um, I have been going to a church, and the church is full of 20, 30, 40 somethings. Like the entire church is full, and they popping and they doing stuff, and they're like really, really living out life, God centered, but they're also doing stuff in their personal lives and professional lives, and it's really cool. And I was just telling her on my walks to the gym, I was asking God, like, how this gonna work out? Like, what am I going to do? And why do you have me at this place? Cause me, I'm like, I'm gonna be at the Baptist church singing Dr. Watts and I'm gonna be okay. All right. Like I'm good. But this church is like, okay, why do you have me here? And I told Nadia, I was like, oh, God really want me to have some good friends. Like he wants me to have people around that I can like really lean on and depend on. And I haven't really attached myself to anybody in the church yet, but seeing it from outside in, from bigger picture, to smaller makes a difference. And so everything that y'all said about missing out on certain people, not missing out on certain people, and then also people caring enough about you to like care about your call and what the Lord has called you to, huge. Because let me tell you, it's been a rough 2 weeks. It's been a rough 2 weeks. I ain't no pastor and I ain't no preacher, but the Lord has given me some gifts and I have had to figure out how to navigate them. And it's a thing. Like it's a real thing. And if you don't have people around you who are like not necessarily, let me not use the words into that, but who know that life and who know God for real, like you can get lost. So
Yeah.
keep doing what y'all doing. May the Lord God bless you. Real good, honey. Real good.
Gabby, we like when you cop in because you just bless us and give us that love. Yeah. But you the next one to be ordained on here. I mean, it's coming. I
Listen
mean,
here, Pastor Travis. I don't need nobody calling me
you,
Dr. Evangelist. That is not who I am.
it's
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-mm.
You can be a doctor evangelist too.
I'm gonna be on the motherboard checking hymns on the skirts. That's gonna be
You gotta go through the test. You gotta get ordained to be a mother too.
Oh, dang.
Hey, Demetri, I the question below, Kim asks, how do you balance that? The thoughts and the feelings you have when on social media versus when you are off slash unplugged. Can you help sort that out for?
Oh wow. For me, I'm not really a big social media person. The only reason I do get on social media is for ministry work or letting people know what's going on. But to be unplugged, um, my perspective of that is just taking a break and enjoying you. The balance is finding areas in your life where you have to plan out your life. Some things can't be planned, but if you on social media and you find yourself dripping into comparison or comparing your life with other people, I would say unplug yourself, get a pen and paper, and start to track the things that you do well. And I'm big on small victories. So if you pass the class, check it off. That's a small victory. Because the more small victories you see, it's the more that you will produce in your confidence and your faith in yourself. So to unplug, in my perspective, I think if you start dripping in comparison, start counting out the small victories. Count it all joy, huh? That's what I got.
Appreciate it. Anybody want to add to that?
Yeah, I would say too is there's a quote that I've been blessed to hear a few weeks ago from Rich Veladas, and he said, "You we need to slow down and catch up to God." And as it pertains to social media, we are trying to live fast in every way, ministry, church, life. We're trying to live fast, but when you catch up to God, right, you will realize like comparison goes away. Um, time sometimes definitely goes away. I truly say the presence of God shifts all of that for me. At the end of the day, I just sit back and realize that hey, I'm on God's time clock and schedule, and you can't take yourself off of God's schedule, no matter how who you connect with, no matter how busy you get, no matter what you try to do to advance your ministry. God has a schedule for you, so
Talk.
whenever it comes, it'll come. If it doesn't come, then it's not on schedule. And so when you compare yourself, oftentimes we're not excited about God's schedule because you see what somebody else is doing, and so you feel like you should be doing that by now, or you should have had this by now. But be thankful for where you are and slow down to God. Right? God is saying, hey, slow down. I ain't there yet for you. So trust God's schedule for your life. You can't do nothing to speed it up, slow it down, or add to it. Everything is already ordained for you. You just have to rest in where you are right now. That's all I can say.
Hey man, I was we always say we make t-shirts up in the think tank. We make a lot of t-shirts. And for those that don't get what that means, we make t-shirts meaning like a lot of sayings come up out of the think tank. We could throw on t-shirts and sell them
Quotables,
just
one liners.
I'm talking about one liners. And that man said we are not a fan of God's schedule. Well, it was something like that. I might messed it up, but it's that blessed
Put it
me.
on a
Why?
t-shirt.
Because
Yeah, I was talking to a pastor. He told me that Pastor Romero Williams, Chicago, shout him out. He was talking with a group of preachers, and he said you can't you can't do nothing to God's schedule. Like there's nothing you can do. And it freed me, man. It freed me because it's like we're trying to move God's hand according to what we want, and we think we
Oof.
have desired in ministry. And that's so dangerous. It is so dangerous. That's how you end up failing, falling,
yep,
not doing well because we are we you try to operate outside of His schedule for your life. And the blessing about that is that we don't know His schedule, but that can also be a burden. So it's like you have to find peace and joy in the middle of not knowing but knowing. You know what I'm saying? So, oh boy, every
so
day I had to rest in that. But there are things that happen when you don't want them to happen, when not or don't expect them to happen, and then there are things that you expect to happen that don't happen.
Right.
And those are the times you have to allow God to speak to you in that moment of feeling frustrated when you feel like something should happen and it's not happening. That's a door for you to open to meet with God and find peace in that moment. But okay, I'm gonna stop there.
no, you
Good
good,
I,
bro.
I,
stuff. Good stuff.
You
I,
talking good.
Come
Uh,
on, Shiro. Please,
I
Shiro.
was
he stirring me up, man. Woo.
no, he is because I was thinking in my mind, man. Uh, confession for me is I'm a perfectionist, and it burns me to not be able to be at a certain level or a certain task I'm doing if I don't perfect it. And like I will find myself like judging it from every angle because it don't look like what I want it to look like. And what I've learned, God is not going to perfect me overnight, nor the
Mm,
craft that He's given me. And so it's through the process that I've learned, like, hey, it's a day-to-day thing. What it looks like today won't be what it looked like tomorrow. At some point in time, we have to get to a space where we understand that what God allows us to do in 24 hours of the day is just what He allows us to do in that 24 hours of the day. And I think a lot of us are trying to accomplish goals all the way in the future. Like I'm trying to accomplish goals at the age that I'm not at, meaning spiritually, I'm not there yet. So how can I get there? And very immature at some places in my life. And I even look at the social media thing. Sometimes I have to be careful of what I allow myself to see, allow
Yeah,
myself to view,
Yeah.
because in my
yeah.
mind, I'm thinking like, how did they get there? What was the steps
Yep.
they take? And it'd be
Yeah.
funny when I see all of these speakers be like, hey, come take my master class. It's going to make you a better speaker. It's going to make you a better this.
ooh, don't get me started.
And I'll be
You're triggering
realizing
me.
in my mind, I've learned like nothing
Oh
is
boy.
wrong with it. Like, if you can pour into somebody, but I can't pay somebody to teach me how to be who God called me to be.
Oh
Exactly.
That
wow.
means I can't take a master class that's going to show me what God wants me because they schedule and their timeline looks different. They may was able to get there, but it's something that God gives us all if we tap into His grace and His will. He gives us a thing called favor. So I may be able to skip a couple of them steps that He trying to tell me about in that class, but that comes with favor.
Okay.
But like Chuck just said, that comes with understanding. Like I can't miss God's schedule. Like I got to just stay on track. And so what today gives me is what today gives me, and what they say in the Bible: new mercies, new grace, every
Man,
day,
listen, me and Dad were
every day.
just talking about this the other day. Talking about how what she was talking to me about, like the changes that I've had to make, and just like the growth that she's seen in me.
Oh,
And
not your Wi-Fi ghetto.
She a robot, not a robot.
Yeah, she was
Oh,
finna
she,
get into it. The
ooh,
fire
she
was
a
in her.
robot.
The Lord, ooh,
Why she
Vi-
tuning up?
There
Oh,
she
you
go.
back?
am
She
I
back.
back?
Yeah.
Yes.
you
Jesus
back.
Christ, what is going on? The devil don't want me to talk. Let me shut
You
myself.
know,
No, but we were. Let me make this quick before we jump out again. So we were talking about how like the changes that we've seen in each other, the growth that she's seen since she's moved to New York, the growth that I've seen just on like this season of my life, and we were talking about how the scripture tells us that we have new grace, and every day I'm a different person. With the
My
information that I
God.
learned yesterday, makes me a different person today, and God gives me grace to be that person.
I just
Like the
did it.
new grade, it sounded different to me now because I'm like, God knows that in 24 hours I will get more information that's gonna make me a different person. He's gonna give me grace to be that person.
My
And then he's
God.
gonna give me grace to be the person the next day, and then the grace to be the person the next day. And it made it so real to me because a lot of times we're worried about whether or not we can be who we can be. And God is like, I got grace for who you gonna be tomorrow. I got grace for who you gonna be next week. I got grace for
That is
that.
so
Just
good.
That's so good.
I'm waiting for
So
you to take in everything that I got for you for this 24 hours. And then tomorrow, I'm gonna grace you
Give us
for
this
it.
day
Man,
our daily
it
bread.
blessed
that is
doctor,
me.
so
evangelist.
You
that's
really
so
got
good.
these people calling
This
me Dr.
Man,
Evangelist.
yeah, they
So
just
good.
need to throw that in the chat, Doctor Evangelist. Like
oh my God.
I know we supposed to be. We told y'all really we was gonna get on this call for a
That's
little
so good.
while, and look at
Yeah.
us. We didn't. We almost at 8:15, and but for real, like they speaking on some real stuff, and honestly, that's why I appreciate you all for just
That's
being
so
honest. I felt like this was gonna be more of a vulnerable topic because at the end of the day, man, we all struggle with FOMO in some kind of way.
yeah.
Because we all feel like we're missing out on something. But man, here we
Mhm.
are. So real quick, anything y'all got to say so we can wrap it up?
Yeah,
Young,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Demetri.
But before y'all move on, I know we got enough time, but I just got to say this.
say it.
Uh, we talking about rushing time and all this stuff, and it's possible that you could damage your promise.
Hmm.
It's possible
Mm.
you could damage your promise. If you look at, I think it's Luke 15, when the father and his two sons and his youngest son was asking for his inheritance. And that day and time, you can have your inheritance before or after death. But it was foolish to have your inheritance before someone's dies. So the father gave the son the inheritance. And what happened was the young man became foolish and he messed up and he lost all his inheritance. And he came back to the father and said, Father, I'm sorry, I sinned against you. What I'm saying is a lot of times we rush and try to get our promise and we damage our promise.
Yeah.
All
Mm.
because our timing is not lining up with God's schedule.
Mm-mm.
He says, I give you an expected end, but we
Expected.
rushing it to the end because we don't know his expectations. We rushing because our expectations.
The boy
So
speaking.
I
Good,
so a
Dennis.
lot
Good.
so a lot of times we find ourselves in creating our own anxiety and our own depression because we're trying to rush
Yeah.
what God has not given us yet.
Creating our own anxiety. My God.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done because I'm stirred up. I'm
Either.
so sorry. I'm done, man. Y'all know it
I
don't
Uh,
mean,
take much.
look,
I'm sorry. It don't take
I was
much.
gonna hop right out. Look, I was you bless you just y'all just opened up the floodgates of heaven tonight,
no,
and
that
whoever.
just goes to show y'all some anointed people, man. Like I'm talking about everybody on this screen is anointed, right there. Like each and every person is watching and tuned in. We appreciate you all for tuning in to Think Tank. We got some new stuff coming out. We got some new topics that's about to drop. We even got a live session coming up in September where we're gonna be actually in person, and we want you all to come like be in person, in audience, answer questions. We gonna kick it. We gonna hang. But with that being said, do me a favor. June 30th, we got the Pivot Worship Night. We want you all there. All young adults, invite your friend, tell your friend in Alabama, because I see Chuck in Alabama, so that was first thing came to my mind. Mississippi, Tennessee, California, New
New
York,
York, New
wherever you
York.
at. Yep, anywhere. Just tell them come hang out if they can. Come hang out with us.
I'll
Text
go.
Pivot to 27636 so you can get that link so you can sign up. But if you don't sign up, just still come anyway. Just drag your friend, bring them. Again, anything else on here? Anybody got something else they need to announce? Books, I don't know, CDs, because y'all do a lot of stuff. So I just don't want to miss nobody opportunity of what they got going on right now.
Books and CDs. What is this vacation?
Books
Brian?
and CDs.
What is going
Hey,
on?
He got a cassette out.
hey,
Hey, dude, this gotta end, man. This is so good. I'm so sorry. This is so good.
Yeah, it's always like this.
Look,
it's always like that.
I already said we need to just go longer on the podcast.
I
Or,
Yeah.
you know,
Hey, if y'all want us to
This
go
is so
longer,
good.
if y'all want us to go longer
or
on Think Tank, drop it in the chat. Just put
or
some.
go live.
Yeah,
Or go live when we do it. Like and be
Oh yeah,
live.
yeah.
Just be
yeah.
live.
Listen, if Andrew Tate and all the Passport Bros can go on their podcast and have an hour, 2 hours talking about nothing, y'all
Mm,
can talk about Jesus for an hour. And it
okay.
be
Yeah.
Hey, hey, you right. You right. Like I said, y'all just throw it in the chat. If y'all want us to go longer, let us know. Put it in the chat. Let us know. Let us know. But we appreciate you all. We thank you for all that you do, for hanging out with us. Continue to keep this podcast going. I'm thankful for each and every person that's up on this screen. You all bless me every time. And trust me, I say that sincerely. I pray God bless it back into you. But with that being said, you all have a good night. Stay safe and protect yourself. And we out.
Okay.
Have a good one.